Welcome to Mishna study Masechet Shabbat Perek Aleph Mishnah Bet. Over here in this Mishnah, we're going to discuss things that you can't do before Minha. Right? We worry that if a person gets too involved in certain activities before Minha, he may come to forget to pray Minha. And Hachamim had a few gezerot, and we'll see when historically these gezerot were actually made. We're going to actually mention this in the next Mishnah, but we're going to start to discuss some of these gezerot, some of these halachot over here in our Mishnah. And we start with Lo Yeshev Adam Mipnei Safar Samuch LaMincha Ad Sheyitpadel. A person can't sit down in front of the barber close to Mincha time. Harambam says this is Mincha Gedolah. Right? Other Rishonim explain this to be Minha Ketana, which would be at 3:30 p.m. Right, from the 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. day, it would be 3:30 p.m. According to Rambam, it's 1:30. Sorry, not 1:30, 12:30. Right, 12:30 p.m. That's already at a point when a person shouldn't go and sit in front of a barber to have a haircut. Why? Because we worry that the scissors may break. He may be in the middle of his haircut, and he's not gonna, he's gonna be sitting there waiting for to get the scissors to come, and he's gonna miss mincha. He's not gonna pray. A person can't, nor can a person go ahead and enter lola minchats into the bathhouse. Right, this would be a place where they go for health reasons. They would go wash up and they would sweat over there. We worry a person may faint and he may miss mincha. Right, this is his tanning area. Right, so this is a person would go and they would go ahead and it would be an intensive place where they would just focus on their leather and their tannery that they would use, or the leather or the hides that came in. They would go ahead and work that leather, and it's like almost like going into nowadays, like going to start doing an inventory count. Right, he's going to really get involved in it, and a person not only go into the bursiki, he can't go in because he's going to start a long process, and again he may get too involved and miss mincha. Below the echol, a person can go ahead and start a meal. Nice on a meal with bread, and they would have wine with their meals. We worry that a person may just continue, he may forget mincha. Nor could a person go ahead, a dayan, right? A judge can't go ahead and start a case, right? Or even if it's the Gemara din, he wants to just end, say the judgment. He can't go ahead and do so until he finishes praying mincha. Why? As we mentioned, because we worry that you may get too involved with all the litigation and the back and forth, and a person may miss, even the judge may miss mincha. And mafsikim, if they started, right, you started eating your meal, you don't have to stop, right? You don't have to stop now to pray mincha at this moment. Just pray mincha before the time lapses, but you don't have to stop your meal now because you started already. Now the Mishnah continues, mafsikin the kriyat shema ve'en mafsikin tefillah. You stop for kriyat shema, but you don't stop for tefillah. Now what are we talking about over here? We're not talking about the case of the dean, right? The judges that they need to stop for kriyat shema, they don't have to stop for tefillah, right? Rather, we're talking about over here tamidei hachamim, right? People that would focus and learn Torah, and the time for kriyat shema came, they would stop. They would pause their learning and say kriyat shema. But if the time for tefillah came, they wouldn't stop learning for tefillah. But when it comes to the deen, right, it comes to judging, right, if they were involved in it, they don't stop for all intents and purposes. They don't stop at all, right? Even for, as they started, they don't stop, even for tefillah. Right, similarly, if a person was in the middle of a haircut, right, or eating, or was in the middle of the bursiki, he doesn't stop at all. So, okay, great. Now, at what point is this considered like it's as if he's in front of the barber? So once he actually puts the apron on him, that's already, okay, that's considered he started. Now he doesn't have to stop, right? Or when he gets to the bathhouse, he undresses, takes off his underwear. That's already considered the starting of the bathhouse. Now he doesn't have to stop to pray. Again, of course, he's going to pray before the time lapses, right? But he doesn't have to stop in the middle, because he could continue. At what time is the bursiki, right? The tanning area. That's when he starts to actually, girds his loins, right? He actually he tightens his belt and is getting involved, to start, turning over the hide. And the beginning of the meal is when he starts to do nitlat yadayim, right? Once he does nitlat yadayim, that's considered the beginning of the meal. The dayanim, it's considered their, when they start to set up their chairs where they're going to sit, that's considered as if they start din. And all these people, once they start, they don't have to stop. Now, when we said that mafsikin the kriyat shema ve'en mafsikin tefillah, right? You have to stop at Kriyat Shema, you don't have to stop at Tefillah. Who are these people? Who are we talking about that don't have to stop at Tefillah? This is talking about the Tanaim, right? The Gemara explains this. This is talking about Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai and his friends, right? His colleagues. But the Chachmei Talmud, even the rabbis of the Gemara, right? We say mafsikim ben the Kriyat Shema ben the Tefillah. They should stop what they're doing to say Kriyat Shema and say and Tefillah in its appropriate time, right? So they go ahead, they're learning. The Netz rolls in. They should stop. They should pray at that moment. Okay, now parenthetically, our Mishnah has nothing to do with Shabbat. Right? What are we doing? We're talking, it's a regular day. It's not just talking about Friday afternoon. This is any day of the week. Why are we mentioning this over here? So we'll see that there are 18 laws in our Mishnah, 8 which we mentioned in the last Mishnah. This has several in this Mishnah, and next Mishnah is going to have a few more that we're going to see that were laws that everybody agreed to on a certain day in history. And this is the day we'll mention this in this next Mishnah, Bo Bayom, on this very specific day. And therefore, we're going to mention all these laws over here just to give it that context. Now, additionally, it's also, certain gezerot, right? And these gezerot are going to continue next Mishnah. Lo yitzeh hayad mahato, right? A person can't go out with his tailor, needle, right? That he's sewing with on Friday afternoon. So because we're going to mention all these, we're going to mention those similar gezerot as well, and that's what we'll continue with in next Mishnah.